Hello again, everyone. I'm going to give you the next update of all the paintings I've been doing for the 30-day art challenge to start off January with a bang. I was doing a lot of still lifes, and I started out day 9 doing still life strong again with this little guy. Again, my pewter vase. I don't think I showed this one last time. Nice little guy, got Goodwill. So there is number 9. I'll have some stories about which one. Doing neutrals and whites in acrylic has been quite a challenge for me, and I love it. So I am very excited to work on all of those. So there's day 9. Day 10, I went back to Asylum Lake Preserve in my head and my notes. And I'm glad to go back to some of those landscapes. It's what I've been doing a lot of recently, and I consider myself almost mainly a landscape artist. Although these still lifes have been really turning out recently, and I am excited for that. So, winter, you also don't like plein air painting as much. I found that out on Saturday. Doesn't quite work the same. And still lifes and florals seem to be going through my head in January and winter times in Michigan. So there's day 10. Day 11 is completely out of my imagination. I believe that opened a Friday. And where I live, it was completely cloudy. But I guess this looked like a sunrise from a friend. I think she lives farther over towards Detroit area. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say what town she actually lives in. But I think it's farther on the east side of the state of Michigan. And of course they had sun, because Michigan has all of the seasons in one day, usually. It's happened quite a few. But that was out of my head. It was fun to do. Just something nice and simple, less challenging. Less performance. I don't know, less stressful. So I believe that would have been Friday. Unless I messed up and told someone else it was Friday. This was definitely a Friday, because I did this next one on a Saturday, and it's going to look probably a little awkward more than what I normally do. It doesn't... Okay, so, yeah, it doesn't... Yeah. So we went painting at a nature preserve near Marcellus, Michigan, and there were tons of beavers. Now you see what it is. Very, very active beavers chopping down the woods and the logs all around the little lake out there. It was kind of awesome. I thought they were dog prints, like a tiny little dog running around the trails, but they were longer and webbed. There were fresh chips along some of the wood that had been chopped down and some of the trees, and they're dragging stuff. And I'm sure if we hadn't been making so much noise, they would have come out and grabbed their trees into the water. So after going outside and trying to paint with crunchy acrylic paint, because the ice crystals were mixing in with my paint, I wanted to do my little one, the little $30 one, and I made this. I was exhausted. I was cold. It doesn't look quite appropriate to me. I'm sorry. But once you actually see what it is with the, the beavers having chopped down the giant tree, like at least 8 inches across tree, big, huge tree, that's what that is. Probably just need some touching up to see what it is. If anyone can get a good composition out of a half-chewed tree, let me know. So after that, on Sunday, I went to do a request by a friend. She loved the pear, and she really wanted a pear looking at itself in the mirror. The model was probably not quite as ripe as it should have been when I ate it, but it was still good. Yeah, she loves this little one. So this one is not available currently. I made it or red facing itself on purpose, so it kind of looks like it's blushing at itself in the mirror. I thought that was cute, and I'm proud of how that turns out. Again, another still life. Maybe I'm more of a still life painter than a landscape painter? I don't want to say that, because that put artists in a category, and then you expect only that from them, and that's not a thing. artists paint what artists paint. You paint all sorts of things. You become good at what you practice and do a lot. So I'm not going to say I'm necessarily a landscape painter or a still life painter, because I want to paint whatever the heck I want to paint. And I'm still finding my voice, which will carry across all the genres of painting. So let me see, that was day 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, day 13. I can count in the stack. Day 13, day 14. I was searching for art shows and adventures yesterday, as the beginning of January usually warrants that for a lot of artists. And last couple of years, we've had lavender festivals at this tiny little farm, also in Marcellus. I'm not that close to Marcellus, honestly. And that farm closed. So I was kind of reminiscing about the past opportunities and shows I did last year and the year before, knowing that some of them aren't there and that some of them are not the best choice for me anyway. So it's bittersweet because of all these things that I no longer available or not the wisest choice. And I don't know what else is out there, but I'm also excited to see what this year is going to bring. And of course, my mom, who helped me at this lavender festival doing little workshops. We painted, what did we paint the first year? We made little key holders on wood and painted the lavender on that. We paint lavender on whatever. That's the workshop, basically. So my mom bought this to remind her of that cute little farm. And I've done this particular scene many times, so that was from my head as well. She had an adorable little log cabin over this giant hill of lavender. Lots of good drainage out there. Last but not least is today's painting. Not from my imagination, but this brings me halfway through my 30-day challenge. This is inspired by and painted from a photograph, yes, again, of a sunset behind some trees on Western Michigan University's Eastern campus, the historic building campus, where they did some movies in the summer. And so we went to see Ghostbusters. It was awesome. I forget how creepy that movie is. And it's creepier somehow when it's on a really, really big screen. Even though it's still slightly light out and there's like 5-year-olds running around with their blanket. I don't take your 5-year-old to see that movie. I was concerned for them. But it was awesome and it was gorgeous because I've never been up on that campus before. And of course, the artist in me is more distracted with the sunlight on the trees than watching the movie. Of course. So I am really proud about how that turned out. I probably spent longer on that one than I should have on any one of these, because the point isn't just to paint every single day. That is the point, right? That's the discipline of it. I need to get other stuff done too. I've got other bigger paintings and bigger shows to do. But I also kind of want these individual ones to be viable for shows and be good. There's no point in practicing unless you're practicing well. If you practice something badly the whole time, you're going to get the bad muscle memory. Just like a sport, you practice it correctly and you're actually going to learn something. You don't practice an instrument badly. Of course, it's going to start out badly. You have got to warm up, and the same thing is true for a lot of artists. So these daily paintings have really helped me warm up and do other paintings and work on more throughout the day. So yeah, thanks for watching. Might break up the last 15 into 1 or 2 batches. We will find out. You can see more on my website. I'm going to put those up very soon. The ones that are available at www.annabarnhart.com, and there's a link in the description below. If you like this art or just want to watch new artist journeys, have questions or any how-tos that you want me to address, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.